So then he did it during a meltdown. Years ago, during a meltdown, my son on the autism spectrum took a swing at me. He was probably 15 at the time. He was ramping up and getting upset, and he caught me right behind my ear and shook me, and I felt liquid coming down the side of my face. Turns out I was bleeding from the ear, and I'm telling you right now, I started ramping up the fury. I could feel the fury bubbling up. Now, you should probably understand that's a bad thing for me, because I grew up in an area called Oak Cliff in Dallas, which was kind of like a little bit of a tougher neighborhood, and it wasn't unusual for me and a buddy to get into scraps, me and my buddy Gary Phillips. And probably because we used to go to these 12 Hills apartments, and they had 12 different pools, and we didn't live there, but we were going to swim, because during the heat of the Texas summers, you had to stay cool. And so that's how Gary and I stayed cool. We would sneak into these apartment complexes and swim, and usually we got kicked out one of two ways. The apartment manager would come out and kick us out. That's the good way. The bad way is some of the kids who lived there would more violently kick us out. And it usually ended up with some sort of a scrap, some sort of a physical scrap with these kids. And Gary and I weren't the biggest kids, but we were tough, and especially tough when we got hit and the pain set us into this fury. And that's the fury I felt. It was bubbling up after my son hit me, and I realized I was bleeding from my ear. And I remember catching myself in that moment and thinking, you know, he doesn't have the capacity right now to understand violence, but maybe I can teach him right now, because I was pretty upset. But then I also thought, you know, I can't hit my own son. It doesn't matter what happens. And I remember just checking myself in that moment and realizing the best thing for me to do was to just plead with him. And so I just turned to him and I said, please don't hit me. I've never hit you, and I never would hit you. Please don't hit me. And I said it so calm that he immediately calmed down. And I think it was kind of a little bit of a turning point for us as a father and son. But only because I managed to control my fury, which was there. I mean, I still have that. It's still bubbling beneath the surface. But in that moment, I was able to manage my emotions, and he wasn't. And so I did. And I believe it helped our relationship moving forward. Hopefully that's helpful. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.